Welcome to the Brass Neck Podcast, brought to you by No Mean Radio here in the Variety Bar on Sucky Hall Street. My guests today are the hosts and creators of the now award-winning Pike and Patter podcasts. We talk about our feelings towards certain Glasgow TikTokers, our love of Carol Smiley, and feeling like a fish out of water at the Scottish Podcast Awards. Pun intended. They are Jamie and Dayle, the Pike and Patter boys. A fine wee lass, a bonny wee lass, it's bonny wee Jeannie McCall. I gave her my mother's engagement ring and a bonny wee tartan shawl. I met her at a wedding in the Cooperative Hall. I was the best man and she was the belle of the ball. So, boys, congratulations are in order. But before we start talking about you, I want to just take maybe just 45 minutes to talk about me as a natural fisherman.
Aye.
Because I don't know, I don't remember the exact quote, but I think you said you were something like I was the most natural fisherman since
We'll say Jeremy
famous
Wade.
fisherman.
We'll go with Jeremy Wade.
Well, no.
Jeremy.
Jeremy Wade.
That's not the real name of a fisherman.
Aye,
Jeremy Wade.
Jeremy Wade.
Catches all the
That's who
big,
the waders are named after.
Right.
No, Jeremy Wade, watch it, mate. They're on YouTube. It's like he goes all around the world, mate. On all the rivers, like the Amazon River, mate. He catches like big Goliath sharks and all that. But they're like,
Right.
they've got well, it's there, look.
There we go.
Look the size of that
Right.
fucking
Oh,
thing.
I know him.
Aye.
He's
I
a
know
man,
him.
mate.
I've
He's
seen
an
him
amazing
before.
man. So you're the best since him.
Clip it. Clip it. That's your clip. But I maybe one or two more.
Maybe one
One or two more trips down the Clyde before I start trying to catch prehistoric monsters with
Mental, mate.
knife teeth.
Aye.
But I genuinely, so I told you I do podcast. I will do podcasts now, but wrestling wise, I never ever touched them. And then when you contacted me, it was like the incentive to do the podcast was the fishing as well, because I've never done it before, never. But but I really had no idea what to wear. I mean, that was my first instinct. Right? It was like what kind of.
If there was an awards thing, you'd definitely get the best wrestler.
100%.
100%. Just, you did generally you turned up as a
was
wrestler.
brilliant.
You know what I mean?
See,
It was incredible. Mate.
See when
And
you
two costume changes.
Hey, see when you walked through the corner, I was like, no way.
It's like that, man. Somebody's getting tombstoned in there, man. Tell ya.
Brilliant, man.
Fish hook, that's a wrestling ball.
Aye, there you go. Aye.
So we're down there. It was where did we go again? We went to
Lynn Park.
Lynn Park. What have we played?
It's
It's
mental,
amazing.
you would
Right?
never think that's there.
It's
Right
to be
in the
fair,
middle
there's
of
so
Capital,
many
mate.
places like that, like dotted about Glasgow, aren't there?
Pollux,
Aye.
I was telling you about Calder Glen. So all these wee like right in the middle of like it's not East Kilbride, but it's all high-rise flats, not? And you go down there, and then all of a sudden you're in this wee. It looks like a wee beach.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Mad, innit?
It's absolutely brilliant.
Mental.
We passed a waterfall
I know.
through all the trees.
That's the benefit
See,
that we've had is just like we can just make the backdrop to every single podcast look amazing. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got such an
It
abundance.
was
here.
so good. I mean, I know we should talk about the weather. The weather's a bit it's unpredictable, right?
Aye.
But I just don't think weather should make a difference.
Aye,
Like
see,
I'm
that's-
not coming out.
See,
I'm
that's the
cancelling on you
mentality.
because it's
That's the
raining.
fisherman's mentality, though.
See, it's
You know?
like, see having
I was a born fisherman.
see, like, trying to get people on that are like pure divas and they're like, oh,
Aye.
like, oh, it's pure windy, man. We'll just go up the road and you only get the gelatin in any point in time.
Nah,
Like, see,
nah.
if we're going out, like, we're quite happy to sit, get fucking ringing because
Aye.
we love fishing, you know what I mean? It's class, and then, like, staying it with somebody else and, like, showing them, like,
It was the best. It was like,
I left going, he's my best pal. I fucking love it. You know what I mean?
all I've done is talk about you
I
since
know.
and
Brilliant,
message
man.
you.
It's been amazing, mate.
I've started doing podcasts to talk about your podcast. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
mate, I
I
seen
didn't
that.
mention this podcast once, so good the podcast.
I know,
I
mate.
didn't, I was like-
Mate, I was buzzing with it. I was at work, he phoned us, he's like, mate, he's like, first 7 minutes in our podcast, and I said it, and I said, I'm like, mate, he's a pure
Mate,
legend,
amazing,
isn't he, man?
It was brilliant, man. It was like there was a wee bit where, and I was saying as well, the mind that I was trying to, I'm going to say this word wrong again. It's not. Hold on. It's what's that word? I keep no a giblet. That's inside a chicken. A gimbal. A gimbal.
Barney Gimble, mate.
Made that the gimbal thing. The wee. I couldn't get it working and all that, and I phoned Sean. But when I put my phone down, I didn't look at my phone again the whole time I was there, which is very, very unusual.
I know.
And then there was a bit where I was like, up to my waist, pouring down.
Mate, it was
this
like
is the best,
splashing
man.
down, mate.
Aye.
The best. Like it was just you just go like this is, and it made me realise like this is something like we need. 'Cause
Aye, it's brilliant, mate.
aye.
It's
And
amazing.
it flew. But I mean, we were sitting in the camp chairs because in the message was like the interview takes about an hour. We do a couple of hours fishing, and I'm sitting talking
cameras did, batteries did, everything just started dying. We're like, it's 11:15. It was pitch black.
Mind that fucking filled in that hill.
Well, I was going to say,
I better go get the mics.
we had to
get
get
back
out.
with a fucking black arse. mate.
we had to get out before it got fully dark because he went back to the van, got lost,
Oh.
so
So
couldn't
did.
find his way back in the
He was
broad
away.
daylight.
He was away for ages. Then I started to hear them calling for the complete opposite dial. I was like, "What are you doing up there?" I said, "The van's
Mate,
that."
I was like, so it was like a path down here and then like a path up there. So I was meant to come this way. I ended up there that way, and then I seen him, and I'm like, oh. Because it was
You made it look, couldn't find a path, didn't you?
Yeah,
Started
that-
sliding his
Mate,
arse.
You made it look like an episode of Born Survivor.
Oh,
That
mate, try to jump down. I'm like, can't find the fucking. Then just fucking right down the hill, man. Actually covered.
We hadn't even picked up a fishing rod yet.
Mate,
it was amazing.
that's some of the best bits. But see me things.
hilarious,
I don't
mate.
know if you've
They're the
seen.
stuff you don't even get on
Aye.
camera, mate. But it's the stuff
Aye.
you remember the best.
It's
I mean,
It's good, man.
our
Brilliant.
first episode with Marvin Baird
Aye.
was just as Will Scott was there. Our cameraman, it was his first one that he was at, and he caught Marvin for about 4 or 5 times. It was amazing. It was
Actual,
incredible.
mate, like-
And the poor
Of
guy,
all the
the poor
of
guy
all the
was
poor
there.
guys that don't want to get caught on camera, it's Marvin
Mate,
Baird, you know
not
what I
even
mean?
that, he had like a fucking like a white trackie and that.
Of course he did.
It
Of
was
course he
he's
did.
advertising his new hoodies. Fuck, his
Aye,
new
it was,
hoodies. Skate.
Happy as Larry.
Aye,
Could
they
not be
hoodies,
happy.
mate. I'm like, your hoodie's bogging. He's aye.
Well, I was talking about him as well. Like, I genuinely, I've never met the guy, but I really like him. Like, I've seen
mate,
a
he's
few
brand
different
new.
things. Aye,
So
aye.
he's brand new,
It's
man.
it's that. You know, at the time when the scheme was on, it would never happen to.
No,
Right? And
no.
listen, we all loved it. It was all
Aye.
great telly, but kind of for the wrong reasons, right?
Aye.
I think
Got
that's,
demonised.
of course it was. This poor guy, he spent the rest of his life trying to shed that.
He'll not go
That
away,
look,
you know what I
because
mean?
he's Marvin for the
Aye.
scheme, right?
Aye.
But it's but when you watch him on things, and it's no
It's not
it's
how
no to
it's
exploit him.
portrayed.
He's actually just
Aye.
talking. It's like
See,
right,
see
he's not just a character.
the way for him that's sort of overcoming that period of his life is doing what he's doing now. He's been
Aye.
flying, man. So he has. To
Aye,
be
aye.
fair, you know what I mean. I think we were one of the first ones that he sort of did after when he was sort of making his, you know what I mean, sort of
It's
make
like
his comeback. So
aye, it's a somebody that kind of cold water dip and all that and stuff. He seems like a fucking cracking guy, like a nice
I think
guy.
that was
Great
like
guy.
a pull for him to come out as well. So he was like doing like a cold water thing,
Aye,
but then
aye.
obviously coming out fishing and all, it's like getting
So
out,
therapeutic.
it's like getting
Right,
outdoors and
that's
like
it.
for your fucking mental health.
That's it. It's
that,
the thing.
know
And
what
I
mean?
didn't
It's-
know. There's a lot of things that I would think were boring.
Aye,
right?
fishing's definitely one
Fishing
of
would
them.
have been it. Aye.
Mate, we only started going fishing for the first time. It was a
yeah.
year ago.
Well,
that's-
our first ever TikTok that we put up, mate, was a year ago. The morning.
tomorrow.
So that's what I was saying as well. Because when I
Know what
came
I
out with
mean?
yous, I
Aye.
thought yous had been fishing since you
Oh,
saw Wayne's.
But
Definitely not.
nobody taught us fishing. Like,
So we
so
ourselves.
we were just sitting, fucking learning how to do the knots and all that, and then going, we're getting better at this, and then going, oh, see if you do that with the rod instead of just reeling it in. You're like,
Aye,
fucking,
aye.
that seems to be working.
Start learning
And
fish.
then we're like at about 8 months into it, maybe start watching YouTube videos. Yeah?
Aye, aye.
You know what I mean?
It's, and for the amount of different places within just Glasgow
Aye,
alone, like
mate,
it's,
it's
there's-
tunnels, man.
you could go,
Aye.
you could go to Loch Lomond or Loch, but it's
Aye.
a joint. You don't need to.
I know.
No, you don't at all. I mean, where we stay, you look at Bayfield back windies and you've got the canals,
Aye, the
fucking
canals.
a stone throw away.
Well, I
You know
seen
what I
that
mean?
pipe there morning. I was out with the dog, mate, last Saturday.
Last Saturday,
So the
On the phone.
canals
See
look
what I
they're notorious a little bit, mate, where everybody else catches fish apart from us, right? So I'm like, there's fucking nothing in there. It's a pure lie, lot of shit. And then, so I'll get up.
It's like the Loch Ness monster.
Aye, so I had the
myth.
range, I had the range that weekend, mate. So I had usually got up early with the dog, mate, about 6 o'clock, 6:30. Took him a big walk, mate. I was walking, so like, my closest here, then there's like a wee lane, and then it's a canal
Aye.
and the cycle path. So I'm walking by, mate. I just seen this wee fish. I think a big fucking pike. I'm at him. 6 in the morning, trying to phone him, FaceTime him. Like, I'm
Doing
mate.
the other day, you're
I'm
under my
like,
pillow.
mate.
Actually
He
happening.
got back to me about 2 hours later, I know. He's like, what? I'm like, doesn't matter.
I was totally blind to it because you just kept going, oh, I'm going, the water didn't even move. It was like glass, and you're going like, there's a, and I even you were like, trying to show me it back. There's look in the background. There's this wee thing.
Did you just see the wee
I actually
I
said,
just a wee.
I sent you a clip while I was editing, didn't I? And slowed it right down. You just see a big splash right next to our heads. I'm like,
is
"Just
it?
go,
I
there
nearly
you
broke
go."
my neck about 5 times. Going, nothing. I was like, they're taking it behind my back. Here's me looking. They were going like,
Imagine there was nothing happening. No, but like, we're going to sell this somehow. You know?
I know, some sort of excitement, mate, to see when we've gone down like Loch Lomond and all that, see we were deed baiting at the time
aye.
for pike, so you need to kind of be watching it. So see, I felt, I didn't really like it watching it back now because I'm at that quite a lot.
Aye.
I
And
can,
I'm
you're
like-
paying attention.
You're
Just
so
exit
always,
myself in the
quite a-
conversation and then I'm jumping back in and then I'm like, it's not a good look, you know what I mean?
But
So
the
like, we'll
format
keep them
gradually
separate.
getting better though. You know what I mean?
Aye.
I think we're still piecing it together. I mean, the way that we done yours
Aye.
was still
Aye, it was
completely
better. It
was
was-
completely different still to the other one.
Because you'd said before you would do all the podcast stuff first and then the fishing.
First and then the fishing.
And you've never get time,
Aye.
they can be asked. Sometimes,
Aye.
look at us, we end up sitting for about fucking 2.5 hours
Aye.
talking. See, by the
Aye.
time you do that, people
You pick
are
up
like,
at- you pick
I'm
up at
meant to
three,
take another
three
for lunch.
And we
o'clock.
get him at what, quarter to 11 or something.
Aye. We got a few stern looks when we get
It was
in
funny
that.
because we just kept. It was like, I mean, it wasn't your equipment.
Aye.
It was
Aye.
the time we were taking. It was
I
like,
know.
that's the mic out. That's
Aye.
we can't even
I
film
know.
this
So
anymore.
actually, we found the outro at the back of your van.
Aye.
The
Aye.
van-
Aye.
the van-
Aye.
the van
Go to
doors
your
up.
house.
Van doors open like that. Right, guys,
Elaine.
everything cut out, so we're going to pick us up another thing.
It was brilliant, man, and
Aye,
it was.
it was great.
It's definitely something that I mean. If you think it's boring, it might be to you, but I just think just getting out
Try
and
it.
sitting.
Aye.
Try it.
It was cracking. Like I was right into it. But I genuinely thought you had been fishing your whole life.
No,
so-
not at all, mate.
You're
did
amateurs,
that.
mate. We've got about
Aye.
10 fish. for
But see,
10 mil and me.
to be fair though, it was
That's it.
like the idea did come from because like we said, it was a year tomorrow is our first TikTok post.
Aye.
But that was the TikTok post consisted of just us going fishing.
Aye.
And
Aye.
few wee snaps here and there. And the thing was, every single time we were going, ah, man, we should be getting more of the laughs and that we're getting.
Aye.
And then that's when it just sort of started transcending into, oh wait, there's nobody doing like I said, there's nobody doing any sort of podcast type stuff with doing
Aye,
this.
aye.
And we always fancied ourselves being able to hold fort in a room, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
why not get a try? And luckily, people like yourselves have just, everybody's been so receptive to
brilliant.
it.
But I mean,
Well,
it's,
I mean,
it's a
it's-
cool thing you're doing,
Aye.
but it's different. You know, it's your idea. I mean, I'm assuming there's fishing podcasts in the world,
Aye.
right? But
Aye.
you know, that's
They're
no
not-
that's
they're
no
not-
your
they're
worry.
definitely not going out fishing and doing it. They'll be
They're
like,
not doing-
they'll be like talking about fishing
Aye.
or like getting fishermen.
There'll
in,
be
know what I
teams
mean?
fighting on it like
Bet you
either.
they'll actually go out and do it.
But that's the good thing about here because I think if the podcast was about fishing and about what not to tie and about what bait,
Aye.
you're going to get people. It's fishing enthusiasts are going to watch
Aye.
that. You're just appealing to Glasgow.
Yeah.
It's
We
just
don't
a
even know
different
anything
backdrop.
about fishing, mate. We just like go out and
Who
just wing
cares?
it, know what I mean?
Who
Like,
cares?
genuinely.
It doesn't
I
matter.
don't think we've ever spoke about fishing, like actual proper serious fishing. We just
It's a-
talk fucking.
Go out
right,
and do it
mate.
for the funny, you know.
But you
Aye.
get different conversations, different answers out of people
Aye.
in that environment than you would.
Aye,
And,
exactly.
do you know what I mean? Because it's like you do feel different.
Aye.
You're more relaxed. There's stuff to look at, and it's stunning, man. And
Aye, it's
it's
class.
considering you're in the middle of the tune. Like,
Saying that though,
basically-
we do actually have we've got an actual fishing series that we're starting, but
Aye.
it's not going to be like it's not going to have any sort of podcast type stuff in it. But in terms of fishing in Scotland, right, the TikTok community is quite big.
Aye,
So, you know what I
aye.
mean, it's really big, and luckily for us,
The people love us.
the
Good.
luckily
Aye,
for
aye,
us,
they
aye,
love us,
they like it because we did think at the
There's
start.
a snobbery to fishing. Know what I
Aye,
mean?
and
There is.
in particular
snobbery
some
to
of the
everyone, man. You just
in
need to get
particular
past
some of the
that.
guys are in it, that, like you said, been fishing all their life and all that. You know, that's what I thought we were going to get a bit of backlash, but everybody's enjoyed it so far. So we're actually going to be sort of handpicking select fishermen for TikTok, and going fishing, and that's, you know what I mean, that's going to be a sort of like a knock-on series. But we're doing
That's,
so.
I mean, that's because it's a different market, but even that, like, it's difficult if you have been fishing since you were
Aye.
5 or whatever else. Some people are snobby about it, but it's something that you've done. It's your thing. You take
Aye.
it seriously, and you kind of want to put yourself across a certain way. Yous have kind of come in the other way and just went, fucking boo.
Aye,
Do you know what I mean? But there's an
That's
art to
alright,
that.
man.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
But it's there's a snobbiness in everything. Do you know
Aye,
what I mean?
I know.
I've
There
never,
is,
I've
mate.
never got it. It's like good. This is kind of nothing to do with this, but at the same time, so when I used to work in the fetish industry, right, we used to, my pal used to own. You know
Is
that.
this not the room that you used?
Too warm, man. Too warm. I'm not doing an hour of spanking down here, man. I'd sweat to death. But,
Is that the key to get everybody's clothes off? For the heating up?
well, funny, right? So this is all tying in. You wouldn't think that fishing and but my pal owned a full flare. Mine's campus in Circle Street, just there.
Aye.
She owned a full flare above that, right? And it was these big, massive rooms. There was like the emerald room, the suspension room,
Aye.
really impressive.
That's mental,
right?
man. You can imagine you're sitting down the stairs on campus, some bad guys up the stairs get these fucking bullshit.
Oh, it was mental. She had a full adult baby room.
Yeah, that's mental.
sake.
That was
Aye,
like a
money,
nursery,
money.
but everything was adult sized.
That's mad, isn't it?
Mental, right? So we used to go to she was a fetish night. She'd sold us at the time. We used to go back. But we went in there and Lolly decided to wear a full rubber army suit. Like, it looked amazing, right? But rubber.
Can you imagine trying to be stealthy
Imagine
and now
trying-
we were there.
Mate, imagine trying to shoot it.
She was fucking sweating. But the reason I'm saying this is, right, I went to this going, this is going to be, and a lot of it was, but then you had your kind of snobs that just used to sit and like talk about the like the favourite frequency to put in the violet wand and the favourite not to. And I'm going, this isn't what are you doing? This is boring, man. I was expecting folk to be getting cracked and strung upside down and all that. And there was a good portion of that. But just you've also the one guy,
in that room.
just this one guy that's like, let me tell you how many knots I can tie. Like, go and
So it's really
know,
I
I
I was going to say join the scouts. Don't join the scouts.
Don't do that.
Do not join the scouts. Make that clear. but what I'm saying is, you don't need to know anything. And like, as far as, and don't be taken away by all that. Like, just continue to do that. Like, be the, because as you're saying, they all love you.
I know.
Why? Because you don't. It's not that
Fuck those.
you can give a shit about what you're doing while no giving a shit at
Aye.
the same time. And that's what it is. It's
I think
genuine.
that's how we've actually stuck at it because obviously you struggle to get views and that, and then I'm like, well, I was fucking not getting any followers, this and that. Like, I'm even doing this film. I mean, I've got a full-blown life that I need to deal with, but it's because we enjoy it. I'm like, I can't give a fuck.
But see, do you know what? See, every single time that we've had one of the moments where you go,
Aye.
literally within a day or two, something,
He'll
some
phone me
sort
like,
of
fucking
opportunity comes
Jester.
up.
I'm like,
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? It's
2
always
hours ago, we
something,
were
always
chatting,
something
know what I mean?
happens. Something happens every time.
But you'll
like-
find that, especially when if you're recording consistently, you've got your gaps that you're editing and all the kind of the hard stuff that you're not, and it's because a lot of people. What is it? 7 podcasts that's before they drop out. Is it 3? Right. Right.
Aye.
And you get it, right? See, when you do this, you go, right, 3, you want a podcast, so then you need to come up with a name, you get the artwork done and do this, then it's the guest, then you do and your social media, you do all these things, but you're not getting instant, you're not getting the clap of the crowd, or so people, and that's the thing, like a lot of people need that constantly to drive themselves forward. I don't. Like you just want.
You know it's coming, though. I mean,
It's
like
all this quiet work. It's the same with wrestling. People applaud you for the bits they're seeing, but nobody knows all the training you're putting in or all the traveling you're doing.
No,
that's
no
all.
clue.
That's all the invisible stuff, right? But you just need to put up with it. But if you just get past that cusp, and for you as well, you'll get all that stuff, and then you'll go out and you'll have a cracking day with somebody, and then, or a funny moment will happen, or you'll catch a fish and you go, right, that's my buzz coming.
See, be honest with you, see the amount of graft that goes on behind the scenes. Like I've took to it and just I roll with it now, mate, and I love it. Like it's filled like it's filled a sort of void in my life that I never knew that I actually had. You know what I mean?
Did you go? If I wasn't doing this, what would I be doing now? Probably sitting and watching the telly or flicking through TikTok, watching other people's videos.
Other people's stuff, exactly.
Because we're all guilty of it,
Aye.
right? And I've got a try not to get angry here, but I've got a love-hate relationship with TikTok, right? I love it. I'm addicted to it like everybody else is.
it's murder in it.
But all your culprits, and you know who I'm talking about here, right? No, we spoke about this in the way back. See all your social media like legends, your stupid wee videos that we love, right? Brain rot. But you go, but you love these people, and then you've got your scabs, man. Then you've got your Glasgow TikTok. I don't want to say her name.
Don't do it. We all know who we're thinking about.
I won't say her name, but what I will say is 10 out of 10.
Aye.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right? All that recent stuff. I just go,
that stuff,
this is why I did this, right? And it's the same with you, like just you've got people. That's what you'd be doing if you weren't editing you'd be sitting getting angry watching people like that. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many talented, passionate, funny, cool people in Glasgow. You know what I mean? And it's like
it's
just
mental,
get
innit?
anything.
Like,
It's consumed to be all them but as well, though, innit? That just seems to be where the audience
And there's
goes.
podcasters getting them on. That's the whole basis of the podcast. I'm going like, what are you in? What are they doing?
What are they actually bringing to the table? Know what I mean?
But I get it, right? Because it's good viewing because they're just train wrecks.
I
Right?
don't think I could sit with somebody like that. But
No,
you know what I
no,
mean, so I wouldn't be able to
definitely
hold a conversation.
No, but I wouldn't be able to live with myself for giving them the time of day.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Aye, no,
That's when you know if this has gone downhill, you'll know because you'll start to see the guests changing. Me just sitting dead behind the eyes, man. So where did 10 out of 10 banging come through?
They're murdered, though, aren't they?
Oh my god! And I hope you hear this.
Aye, I mean, we seen one, don't we, outside the podcast awards.
I couldn't help it. I needed to.
Are we allowed to talk about?
Guess who we see?
Aye, we spoke.
Hold on, but
the same thing here. So
if you want, it's yours.
Guess who we seen?
At the podcast awards.
Para Brian, mate.
Oh,
mate,
Para Brian.
Right.
Mate, I seen him, mate, and I'm like, that's Para Brian.
Mate,
Who's Para Brian? I'm like,
Mate,
fuck
we'll say, right, so on the way back after the fishing, we literally were having this exact conversation, and it's like, right, but who? We know that they're all a shite, but who do you like consuming the most out of them? And you used to like Para Brian, right? I'd never actually heard them. And then
nearly that was great. Talking about
mate,
then fast forward to standing outside the podcast award with him having a fag.
Was he there?
No, but he walked by. He's
everywhere.
I'm
walked by with that.
I think there's 6 of them.
Mate, so we
I see Para Brian too much.
We get a photo took with him, man, and we were happy with that for that night. We've not been here 5 minutes, get a photo took with Para Brian. We're sound.
Walking right by fucking Machiavelli, you know.
I know, but you go, this is what's right. But, so Grado told me, but he just sent me going, this is Para Brian, and I went, who's he? And he went, Para Brian, mate. And I went, what does he do? And he went, he's just Para Brian. Right? So then I saw him. I left here and I was walking down Sucky Hall Street, and I nearly dropped my phone trying to take a photo for Grado, right? And he had a 12-pack of Strongbow dark fruit.
He's walking that way.
Walking like that. Just with him in his hand. I was like, what am I doing? I've just pure put the brakes on to try and take a photo of this guy. And then then he was outside the Blow Lagoon under the Central Station bridge. And then I saw him again, and I'm going, this guy's foot. And then he texted me going, look who we've just met at YouTube with Para Brian.
Do you know what? When he was leaving, mate, he's like, what he's doing? Like, I've got a podcast. He's like, you've got a podcast for that? He's like, you got a fag for a joint? I'm like, aye, sound mate. He's like, he just gave me a fag for a joint.
But that's what I was saying. He sent me that photo. I went, you've just asked a guy for a photo who has just tapped a fag. This is back to front, man.
It was so funny, but man, but like I said, mate, that was yours, mate. Night made. Para Brian.
I'm shouting and he's like, look, I'm
Para, man.
I still couldn't tell you what this guy does. I've seen videos from him. I don't know what.
He just cuts about going Para Brian.
But he's everywhere.
He takes photos of like videos, pigeons. He's like, what's he, a para pigeon? Para pigeon. You know what I mean?
And you're asking for photos now. I mean, to be, I'm shouting like I have to try to take 4 photos in for Grado, because it's like Grado gets like obsessed with these. I mean, he was through a phase, right? There was this old man who had a kind of Asian wife, right, that was younger than him, and they would just make their dinner, and it would just be him going, so tonight we've some pasta and we've made this a little bit, and then they would go, so we're going to enjoy this, enjoy your dinner and bon appetit. That was it, right? But Grado, it gets obsessed with this, right? So he was so obsessed with it that it was when his birthday came, I messaged him and I went, listen, I don't want you to think I'm taking the mic here, but my pal Grado, and I explained who he was, and I went, he's obsessed with your videos. Is there any chance you could maybe cook something and say something to him? And I didn't hear. And then she just went, I have tagged him. So I messaged him, went, check your Instagram. And it was them going, sitting there, going, I mean, can you say your catchphrase? Catchphrase, right? And it was like, she's going, Grado, it's your birthday. And oh, I had your wrestling. Oh, like Big Daddy and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to enjoy this and enjoy it. And bon appetit. Grado phoned me. Greeting. I was like, I don't know. I just don't know what to say. He was serious, and I was like, his wife must hate me now, because I guarantee
she's done something.
Steph's out and bought him a nice pair of trainers and aftershave, and he's just patched it all because I've asked an old man to make a video for him. He's tagged it.
Very simple brains, Dave. Man, we're very easy to make happy.
You see, we like people that do that. It's like a cameo kind of thing.
Aye.
9 times out of 10, people taking the piss.
Of course,
you know what I mean? Go like, give a fucking shout out to my pal. He's like, just stop.
Well, let me just link this in, right? Because talk about cameo, Grado, we did that. So it was Valentine's Day, and we were out for lunch, and he went, I want to get Steph a cameo for Valentine's Day just to wind it up. So Greg Wallace, with MasterChef, they get cancelled. Right? So we've sat and we've wrote this, and I kind of felt bad after it, because you know what this all like. I remember his no catchphrase, but like you really want to dunk your pork and all that. And he was like, all that kind of stuff. But I remembered it all. And I went, write this out. And he was like, hi, Greg, it's my wife's, it's Valentine's Day. I met her in the beach in Magaluf. And it was like, so he went to say that for the moment I met you, I just thought, oh, look at that sweet little tart. And I knew that night I was going to go home and dunk my pork in her gravy. But it was just all stuff that he said, right? And then he was like, tell her the big man, tell her the big man says get the sexy gear on the night, but when it's not going to happen, and he sent me the video and he did it.
No
right,
way.
right.
That's class.
But then I started watching like his YouTube videos, and I was like, this guy's just lost everything. Like he's just been sacked off MasterChef. He's lost everything, and we're paying him £20 to just repeat all his mistakes again. And he's just done it. And I was like, oh, I don't really feel that good about it.
But the man's just like, fuck it, it's happening.
But that's what he says. But then I watched his he's got a kind of YouTube channel, and he was saying like, he's like, my income, he was like, cameo's been a good thing. And he's like, a lot of people taking the mic, but he's getting paid for it every single time. When he's not got MasterChef money.
Do you remember the guy, was it that guy for the X Factor?
Wagner. He made a fortune.
Mate, he was on singing Celtic Rangers songs, wasn't he? Like,
You just go, why would you know? Do you know what I mean? But then you the ones that are pure, like people like Hogan got caught for it a couple of times. What is it?
Oh, mate, Rickson and all that.
Aye.
The one, Kurt Angle.
Aye.
Oh,
like,
have a patsy on me, mate. That's mate. Listen, see that name, right? What is it?
We Chrissy Durkin.
Chrissy Durkin. Listen,
Have a patsy on me.
I'm going to show you, right? There was one night we were in my pal's house, right, drinking, and we were playing that video on repeat, right? And we put every single Chrissy Durkin into a Facebook chat.
To find them?
He said, who is it that got the shout out after Angle? But there was a few of them, mate, that were claiming it.
Pure claim.
So you don't just see it. Chrissy Durkin left the chat, then Chrissy Durkin replied to this like,
no, I'm the crew, Chrissy Durkin. No, you're not. I'm the crew.
I mean, it's so funny, mate.
It's like they. But do you know what I mean? Even I know that name because it's become pure part of the culture. Because you're just getting famous folk to, or like when you go, I'd like to wish my man that, and it's like Fred Knows West now. They don't know. They're from California. Do you know what I mean?
You're a stand-up guy and have a party
You're
on
a
me.
stand-up guy and have a party on me. You're Olympic hero. Amazing. So, podcast awards. We'll just park Para Bryant to the side for a second. So, when I came up with you, I think you told me, it was like we were in the car park, the one that you couldn't find. And you were saying that you'd been nominated for the... What was the category?
So it was sports category and travel and outdoor.
Right.
For the two of them.
And you've been nominated in your minds, that was it. It's just nice to be nominated. And it is. It's like it's you know, if you don't win these things, a lot of people take it really hard. And I said, well, you know, there's a lot of people that weren't even in this.
We were happy to be there in
the first place, mate.
Because the way we were looking at it was like, when it came to sort of nominating yourself and things like that was the idea, the niche idea, you know what I mean? But when we got there, it was like, you know, we knew that we were the smallest channel there, you know what I mean?
100%.
Which is mad to think back again, you know what I mean? But so
but it's I mean, it's a good attitude to have as well. Like, if you walk into a place thinking you're going to win or knowing you're going to win, even if you do, it's like, but so I knew you were nominated, and then I got a message the night of it. Like, we fucking won it. We've won it. And it was like, fucking good on you, man. Like, it was. And then I was sent some photos of you at 6:30 the next morning. Just it's still on it.
No, we fucking. Mate, we sent.
No, wait, that's what I'm saying. So when I got up, I said, mate, because that when you're firing through all the Instagram messages and that, people saying congratulations, that. And I just seen real Mark Dallas. I was like, oh no, what the fuck's happened here? So I clicked on it, and there was a video, but obviously it's a one-time video that you send it, you can't carry on it again. And I messaged you, didn't I? And I was like, mate, there's a video that we have sent to Dallas, man, at like fucking 5
I don't know what it was.
I've no idea what it was and that, and you was like, just say it. So I messaged him, and I was like, mate, so sorry, man, don't know what we sent, hope it wasn't anything too bad. He was like, no, it's fine. Just the two of you had your taps off the kitchen flexing, saying that you were going to, what was it, the new tag team? We're the new tag team duo.
I mean, Pike and Pat's a good tag team, by the way.
I had there with the Raiders on, man. Dashing out a couple of suplexes.
Exactly, you were just shouting about how you've been doing mankind and all that. You're Stephen, mate. He was saying to me 40s, mate, being him like that. And his kitchen, mate, having a face off with our taps off. Mate, it's bright as fuck outside, mate. I'm like, mate. My bud messaged me going, I'm leaving for work. Why you know him yet? I'm like,
You're talking to a podcast when I'm
there.
I'm not just your man anymore, right? You're talking to a podcast when I'm there.
I'm famous.
Get used to it.
But what I did say was, you know, I don't know what I said to Dallas. I was like, listen, if there's one person on this earth that understands the feeling of sending something that he shouldn't have sent is Martin Alice. You know what I mean? I was like, he's not going to, it doesn't matter what you've sent him, he's not going to be offended, man. That's
thank God it was him then, man.
Mary was having a fucking ready, you know what I mean? Because
nah, but see, to be fair, I don't even I think things like that are hilarious, mate, to be honest. But
it's
as long as it's well received, innit?
This is the thing. I was like, so talking about when you were saying, you know, you feel like you didn't belong there or whatever else. Whether that's, you know, that's your thoughts, right? But I loved being the one that didn't belong, right? Because with wrestling, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's never going to be. It's never going to be taken seriously. But even if you're there you're nominated for a BAFTA. You're no telly people. You're wrestlers on the telly, right? So, and I don't know. It's not. I don't mean behave badly, but just don't behave any differently. So, but then we were up for an award years ago. I think it was for the first documentary, Insane Fight Club, and it was in the Oran Moor. Oh, this is actually, not to think about it, this was uncomfortable, right? So it was me, Grado, Dallas. I think it was only 3 years there, and you got the production team and the directors and all that. But Carol Smiley was hosting it, right? And do you know who Carol Smiley is? Right?
So
she hosted a thing when I won a Apprentice of the Year, so she did. Years ago.
So I
see on the train.
Get that up beside my words.
See on the train. I'm like, tell me, fucking get ready to be in the club. Obviously, Kid Dogs to the night I'm going to win it.
So Carol Smiley, I fancy Carol Smiley, right?
So damn it.
But I guess I'm a bit kind of weird now. I drew Carol Smiley for my standard grades. My standard grade art, right?
Mate, I drew if I'd be advised to Rangers player, mate.
So she's hosting
this
awards, right? And it was like green. It was like kind of green velvet. She looked stunning.
You got a look in your eye, room.
No, I told her years later I was at another awards, and I was like, I was like 34, and I was like, I drew you for my standard grades. That's the one you walked away going like, what are you doing? What are you telling her for, right? I was like, what, did you think that was going to work? Did you think she was going to go, more up the road with me then? I drew you for my standard grades. Do you know who else? 2 people. Not even related. And this is mental. I've not thought about this since I was in school. I drew Carol Smiley and Beppe DeMarco for EastEnders. What was I thinking? Beppe DeMarco.
Do we still have access to these?
I'll have it in the house. I mean, of all the I could have drew anybody. Beppe DeMarco and Carol Smiley with his wee sideburns, man. He was a handsome guy back in the day. Then he's wee beard. See the time I took sculpting that beard, man.
Mate, do you know what?
So that was Beppe DeMarco. What was that? Why didn't they go, what are you doing? Why are you drawing Beppe DeMarco?
That's mental, mate. That's actually mental, mate.
What was I thinking? Oh my God. So don't ever try and impress a beautiful, famous woman by telling her you drew her and Beppe DeMarco for EastEnders, because let me tell you, it does not work. Oh my God. So anyway, back to my story. So Carol Smiley she's hosting this awards, right? And I'm going like the whole time to Grado, try to get Grado to do something like to just have a laugh, right? Because it's a bit kind of stuffy and all that. So Carol's up, and I'm going, shout it yourself. Going, do it. And he's going, no, own him. But we were so busy. I was so busy trying to convince him to date, and he was so busy that we didn't realise that she was like presenting an award to like, it was like a costume woman that worked there for like 80 years. Like everybody loved her. She was so well respected and blah, blah, blah. And eventually he went like, fine. He stood up and went, Carol Smiley, it's yourself. Not a peep. Nobody. And it was terrible, man. I'm pissing myself laughing because it was like, I told you I should have done that. She was raging, man. Like, she was about to hand like a Lifetime Achievement Award to some woman that had worked in the telly since it was black and white. And he's going, it's yourself. And I was like, it just didn't do well at all, man. But I thrive being the one that doesn't belong there. Because of course you do. You were nominated as well.
Do you know
if you didn't belong there, you certainly would have won it.
No,
do you know what I mean?
But it was why they managed. We were just fucking. I was on my pint, man, shouting about all these famous faces walking about. Couldn't believe we were there.
There was like it was like a VIP after party thing, mate, and we were fucking running about mental.
But
mate.
we were gone by that point, to
just
be honest.
fucking pure steaming, mate. Like, you can just get up to everybody.
But I always find day ones quite, because it's no the atmosphere's weird.
Aye.
And if you're drunk, you're aware of it because like nobody's
I
really
was
getting
just
involved.
It was sort of like that for the second that they sort of called us for that award. It was just like,
Mate, I
shit,
seized
we
up.
need,
See, we get interviewed after it, mate, and I actually seized up. I'm like, mate, I'm not at him. I'm like, mate, my fucking lips are sticking to my teeth from it, mate. I was just,
You're not expecting it.
no, mate, it was mental because I was fine. We were
everything.
fine before it, and we were also drinking pints. I'm like, I need water now.
It does. You're aware that you're drunk. You're trying not to blah blah. But then there's a few things like, do you mind? Back to my EastEnders. Do you mind Trevor? No.
That would be
Little Mo.
aye.
Mind Little Mo cracked evil Trevor, the Scottish guy Trevor, and Little Mo cracked him and killed him with the iron. Like one of the biggest villains ever. In Walford. Is that what it's called?
Aye.
Watford.
Walford, EastEnders. Walford, right?
Aye,
I
Watford.
always thought it was Watford, mate.
No,
Watford.
team.
that's a real place.
Aye,
football
so-
team.
So
Looks
absolutely,
like a guy you would draw.
Looks like
absolutely.
He's got a bit of baby DeMarco in there, man, doesn't it?
I was saying to them as well. That's twice I've been stung by you. First it was Jasper? What did
You told me when I was, mate.
you said it on the podcast? You put my name wrong or something?
Fucking Elvis, mate.
Did I do that?
I'm sure you did. I was like,
I thought you were talking about yesterday when I came off the phone.
no, you called me Jack. No,
No, you did
no.
on one in the post. That was my idea.
You did one of the posts. You called me Jasper because I was like that. Jasper goes like Jasper over here.
Oh, Leicester.
Leicester. That was it. Leicester.
Jasper.
Because I thought it was like Leicester, and we pulled them. Was like, you've been done. But there's certain things. So Trevor, right? So I saw him. I was like, oh my god, as a villain, he's the villain. And but I was I went up to him and I went, I've seen your Willie. Right? I didn't draw. But I have seen his Willie. Because he was in Chernobyl. And mind they all took their clothes off because they were roasting. But I was like, you know.
Fucking melting, mate.
Stop doing that now.
You'd be roasting as well.
Fucking radioactive glut, mate.
This is what everybody says hi, hello. You're not going to grab someone's attention by going, hi. How you doing, Matt? Everybody says that. I've seen your Willie. Even if you've no seen
You
it,
still looking shame after tell you.
even if you've no seen it, start it anyway, because they'll go like, have you? It's an
You take that
icebreaker.
for
It's an
makeup.
icebreaker. Fat penguin, an icebreaker. But aye. So podcast awards. So tell me, what's after it? You know what I mean? Like, have you got a bit more faith in yourselves now? Do you feel like you belong? Have you any plans to change anything or do anything? Or
Just since we've been talking, mate, obviously we've said that no, the standard of your episode is like no the bare minimum.
Aye.
I mean, and like, well, like, I kind of like go in between phases where I go right. I'm working this weekend. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. As I put it out, I'm like, right, we need to fucking prioritise this. Not
Aye.
because it's like there's no point in getting this far, mate, and then like just half-arsing it anymore. Because it's you're like we've kind of no half-arsed it, mate. Know what I mean? But
It's just been hard to
it's
stay
literally
consistent.
it's just the start, mate. We're still on the 6th episode, mate.
but
I mean,
think
it is getting better.
It's a lot though. But like, I
Aye.
mean, like I've said to you before, it's not just a case of recording an episode or plugging everything in. You can't.
Aye.
You're outside,
No,
so you've
no,
got
exactly.
you've got the fishing side of it, right? So you've got all the kit, you've got the rods, you've got the bait,
Aye.
you've got the waders, all that stuff. Then you've got the location. So is it raining? Is it windy?
Aye.
Is it pissing down? Then you've got your cameras being fully charged and your mics. It's a lot of stuff.
Mate, that's probably the biggest
biggest
challenge.
challenge,
All the wee bits. See, once you get there, that's the easiest bit.
It's all the
It's all the
service
stuff.
paid.
Aye, it's all the
You
stuff.
know
in
yourself, but mate, it's a fucking nightmare. See, try to get all the stuff for the motor.
Aye.
See, if Scott's not there and there's only me, you and him, and we've got fucking 3 seats, we've got 4 rods, fucking this, that, we've got nets, we've got bags. We're all at this.
Aye,
Mate, we're
aye.
all fucking.
And then you're relying on
Aye,
you're relying on the guest to no be a like.
Go
Because
at,
you kind of just
I'm not
need
on the fucking chair,
you
mate.
kind of just need to get stuck in. Do you know what I mean? It's just like just squeeze
but
in.
I think going forward for us now is, see, to be honest, like, see before we had that recognition of the award, you do always sort of second guess the quality of your stuff, and you also I think
You were bad for that.
Aye,
So
but
you
it's
were.
because
I was like, it's fine, it looks classy. He's
Aye.
like, no.
No, but I don't know. Maybe it's because it's me that's trying to put it together. You know what I mean? You end up with a bit of an eye for it or whatever. But I think for us now is just keep doing exactly what we're doing.
Aye.
See, once you've had that bit of recognition, because I mean, it was obviously we get picked. There must have been about. I don't actually know how many judges were at the awards.
Aye.
You know what I mean? But considering who we were up against in that, you know, it's
Who was judging it?
There was all different people. There was people from the production companies, radio people. There was a massive mix.
When we won it, mate, obviously one of the judges, two of the judges walked us out to the hang it, and they were like actors. We were in your category, and they're like, see the minute I seen your podcast, he's like, I watched all of them. He's like, I watched all of them the one night, and he's like, and I just went like, they need to win. And I'm like, that's mental. He's like, mate, he's like, I fucking loved it.
And some people will see.
There we go.
Crofty.
There was loads like
Paul Mitchell, my uncle.
We were
Dylan Kelly, he was one of the ones.
Dylan Kelly was the one that announced this.
Right.
Dylan Kelly announced.
But see, some people will see something in you. I mean, I don't think any of us see ourselves. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're saying, you'll second guess it. And you go, I'm the one that's making it. You can start to overdo it and get a wee bit too obsessed with it and stuff like that. But it's new. I suppose new. It's like trying to not letting this go. Oh, I need to be professional. I need to, because it's like I've been in that position before. Like for example, like with ICW, when ICW gets signed to WWE, it's like they've signed us because we're ICW. So stop trying to be, and it's like
stop trying to be them.
Right, so it's like all of a sudden we're not doing this, and we can't do this. And I'm like, right, we're turning into something they didn't want now. So it's like. And it's because
they don't want another branch out for them. They're wanting the
which was nice as well, because see the judges that we did speak to, every single one of them were like that. Don't change. Just be exactly the way that you are. You know what I mean?
I get the thing about, see, like, when we start to feel comfortable with people, I feel like the first 15 minutes is always dead. Like, we're putting on like this voice, and then we start, the Bammy side comes out. But then that's the way that we are. I always get that, I'm at him. Yeah, I pure put off for people. Right?
But
he's at me, shut the fuck up.
But bear in mind, they before they've ever met you, they've seen the podcast.
I know.
Where you're
being
yourself.
It's just that me, I'm fucking trying.
You know, don't ever.
Thank you very much.
It's funny though, because after a bit of another sitting with us, they walk away talking like us.
Because they're all like that. Everybody's a bam. You know what I mean? It's like, but that's what I love as well. Like, if you date, and you will diffuse people, and you'll notice it, because if you make some people comfortable. I think that's it's not easy, but if you're the type of person that can make a person comfortable, you'll get the best stuff out of them. Do you know what I mean? It's like you need to make them feel at ease, because if they're put it this way, before I walked in here the day, and you said you're shiting yourself.
I was fucking brick.
And then you come in here, and even just doing the levels, like the 1, 2, you were dead uncomfortable.
That was funny, but
because I put these on, mate, and I felt like an alien, mate. Because how clean everything is. There's the outside noise.
It's a weird environment.
Jack, what do it?
It's like being on the radio for the first time, really, because it's like it's live and all that. You know what I mean? It's like, and you don't have time to think, but it's but if you can make somebody comfortable and just. It's easy. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's easy for them. I think a lot of people, they're kind of nervous with the interviews thing, and they're looking, and it's like, and you'll see a lot of even big podcasters. Did you ever see the Theo Von and Joaquin Phoenix?
I did see that.
And Theo was like, and he's gone, you'll be all right. And he was the guest. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's like, just shows you.
Who's the man country singer that you just heard on? There was a bit like that. What's her name again?
Ella Langley.
He just had her on, mate.
They were talking about they two being together.
He's dead like that, man. He's dead like saying things to us. Like, why are you saying that? He's like, I don't know.
Few ones the man, isn't
I think that's his charm. Is it like he's kind of...
Mate, that guy puts words together that have never been said.
Oh, mate,
ever. You know what I mean?
I don't see with Theo. I go, there's no way. There's just no... There's no way this can all be true. But I don't really care. Like, it's like, if it's no true, if it's no true, you've still got a great imagination to be dropping all this stuff.
You're like, not regardless.
Like, what is it he says? Like, what is it he said one of his episodes? In his it's always in my town. There was like gigs, and he used to have like guinea pigs, but they would tattoo them and sell them. And I'm going, no. But it was so quick that I'm like, you're saying it like it did exist.
They talk about that there was a rumour that a Chinese guy, a Chinese guy had moved in like 60 miles away from where they stay, and him and all his wee mates had all saved up money to go and get a taxi to where this guy
60 miles, mate.
Because it makes us
where's he feel like?
Louisiana.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, that sounds mental for us, but for like, it's great. But he's an abundance of stories. Whether they're true or not, I don't really care.
You can't have that many stories.
But he's good at his game. Do you know what I mean? It's he's natural. I don't think it's very conversational. It's no. he'll have politicians and all that.
He just talks shite, doesn't he? Like, it's just it's like no rhyme or reason what he says. But
sitting in the Oval Office, talking to Trump, asking him if he's took gear.
So
I'm like, but it's almost like he's so bold that you just get away with it, and you kind of need to know think about what you're saying. Do you know what I mean? It's your charm, but it's you watch ones as well. Like I watched one recently. Do you watch the Grime Nan?
No, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
You're the wee woman, and it's her and her grandson, Bo, and she's always getting off her nut. She's got the wee kind of curly hair, but she's getting
gangster gran or something?
Gangster gran or grime gran. She used to interview all the grime artists and all that. And it's great because she's just she's maybe in her 80s. So she doesn't have that. It's like, see if you watched telly a few years ago, a long time ago. People on the telly, even being interviewed in the street, were great because telly wasn't a thing. So they didn't have that pressure of this.
I've actually not even seen that.
So she's brilliant, right? I love her. Funny, mate. She's really, really good. She's lovely. But she had that. Who's the guy? Red Talks. Who's the kind of comedian? Red something or anyway. And I watched that, and it was because he's dead. He's got his own podcast, a stand-up comedian. But if you watch it, there's something no right. Like he was all over the place. Like he couldn't talk, and she pure effortlessly kept it all together. She doesn't have a podcast. She's
mental.
She's brilliant, man. There's just there's airs like graces there.
You've got some people are just so naturally gifted, being able to do that. And keep people talking.
Pete Wicks loves her.
Aye,
and it's the same thing. It's like because he's even with him, he's like because you're talking to an old woman, but she's cockney, so she's not like a posh old woman. And he's like, you remind me of my granny, and she makes people feel dead relaxed
at home. Home.
And she's always like,
you get that sort of vibe for people like that.
She's like, what's your favourite swear word? And they're going, I don't want to say it. And she's going, is it the same one as me? And it's always that one. Like, but she's great. It's just watching that kind of a wee woman that's hadn't been in front of a camera for the 75 years of her life, and all of a sudden people love her, and she's getting asked to go to Burberry fashion shows and all that, and she's making money, and you go, imagine getting at that age, getting a pure a new life and a new career.
Can you imagine like your gran just swooped in, mate, and end up.
I take that. Take Cook's fishing. She's like usually.
But of course it's good. Think about it, right? Of course, a granny talking is funny because like especially having Glaswegian grannies, right? The loveliest, my wee granny, like she was the best, man, the best. But they use terms that they used back in the day that we don't use anymore. There's no malice in it.
Mate, old guys doing that, old Glaswegian guys doing that.
I dread to think what my granddad would be like on a podcast.
Mate, my granny had a gollywog in her kitchen.
Stuff like that. You go, there's nothing in it for them.
This was when I was away, obviously. It wasn't recent, but I remember going, I was at my was like that, and I was like,
I don't say it. Or even like wee terms, you kind of go, you can't say that. What? They don't think about it, do you know what I mean? But it's like just that kind of, and they get away with it because they're old and you respect them, and it's like they don't mean anything by it. If one of us says it, we know the difference. We know we shouldn't be saying it, so it's like it's kind of aimed and targeted. But you need to watch her. She's great, and she's just a pure old. She's been Bethnal Green. You know what I mean? Like pure, proper Cockney. Oh, it's the best, man. It's the best. But for back to the podcast, for the small amount of time you've been doing it, winning that award, I'm sure that everybody that's been watching it so far is going to be looking forward to what's happening next. And hopefully for you, it opens up the kind of guest doors. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like you're not going to get people know what it is now.
We've had a couple confirmed recently, literally after the back it. That was a week ago now, the awards night. So
because I can imagine it being stressful. See, we spoke about this that day as well. If you know that person's not enjoying herself, you're outside in the rain zone in the winds.
Let's be honest, you can read that sort of behaviour right away, can't you?
I know.
It's very, especially I think because you're almost looking for it in that sense as well. I think when you're supplying somebody with a day out, you're wanting them to enjoy it. Like,
we've been quite lucky that way. We've never had that. Do you know what I mean? Even like Big Marvin and that. He loved it, know what I mean? So
I get it though. Of course, he would just get fired in it. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant, know what I mean?
It's but I mean, if you've not been fishing, go fishing.
Go fishing.
Listen, I really am. I'm such an advocate of fishing. You see, me and fishing go a long way away. 3 weeks or something like that.
You got a rod yet?
Got a rod yet? Have I got a rod?
Of course I do.
All singing, all dancing. Do you know what I mean? I've got the harness with my waist for the big, I've got the harness with me for the big game. Game that we call? No. I've got listen, I've got the full shebang. I'm never at that Clyde.
Brilliant.
I just stood on my balcony and just cast there, man. Fish slapping out of the paper. Right, so I'm going to ask you both one at a time. Never done this before. Right, the last question. Right. We'll go. Doesn't matter. Jump in first. Whoever wants to go first. Right. Give me an example of somebody in your family who has done something that even you think is a brass neck.
Mate, I'm not going to lie, right? I could probably have a million, right? My family will be laughing at this and like, you fucking better not say a word to me. But there's one that sticks out. My wee granny loves our channel, right? Loves it. So I think it's only right that you want a funny story about her. I was maybe about 17, 18. It was our football presentation. My granny was there, man. Obviously all the boys up fucking dancing, you know. And we were all sitting looking at her, man. I was like, she's fucking loving it up there, man. She's dancing with one of the other boys, my football team. So about an hour later, she's still up there, man. She's still talking about one of the boys that I played with. And it took her about an hour to realise that it wasn't me.
Fuck's sake.
I swear to God. And it wasn't until I went up. And I was sort of beside her. I was like, you're right, and she sort of looked at me. All of a sudden, she seen 4s. That's why that's one that sticks out in my mind, man. But Brenda.
Good old Brenda. And good on the guy for just playing along with it. Answering your name and all. Come on. Brenda, I'm sorry about this, Brenda.
He's no.
I wish I played football with your grandson. Right.
So, years and years ago, obviously, I was a wee guy. Mate, me, my cousins, my dad, man, we went down to Haggerston Castle.
Best place.
Mate,
that was my stomping ground, man.
Right? So I've definitely seen you before, right? So we were down at Haggerston Castle, right? My uncle spoke about me earlier.
Right.
He's a prick, right?
Okay.
Absolute pricky guy, mate, right? So he was fucking wrecked and he was wanting out the fire exit for a joint. Mind you used to be able to go down to the park, right?
Aye.
So there was a wee fire exit just before the doors out there. No. For some reason, he wanted to do it that door and not that one, right? Aye. So he caused a fucking massive barney, mate. Got his cell in jail, wrote a book about evolution and mate, fell out with the full family, mate. But we had we got a knock at the door at the caravan the next morning, me and my mum. It was nothing to do with my dad, you know what I mean, mate? We all had to fucking go to Berwick, mate. Swear to God.
Just in the road,
lifetime ban for Haggerston Castle, mate. He's like, you need to fuck off. We all went to Berwick, mate, and then my uncle tried to go at my dad. I mean, how do you know you can come get me the next day? My dad's like, fuck off, mate. Actually, fuck off, mate.
That's so funny. He's completely lost. He's completely lost. You missed out the topic.
I don't even want to go into this.
So see,
he got knocked back for a joint. He wrote a book about evolution. You just get bad for Haggerston Castle.
That's all you have to know.
He's lost it. I'll tell you off camera. He's lost it.
It's all kicking out. It's all kicking out.
So listen, guys. The link for the book is.
Fuck you, Dougie.
Before you get yourself out of trouble, this has been the Brass Neck Podcast. I've been Jack Jester. He's been Dayle. He's been Jamie. And if you ain't down with that, we get 2 words for you. Beat it!
A fine wee lass, a bonny wee lass, it's bonny wee Jeannie McCall. I gave her my mother's engagement ring and a bonny wee tartan shawl. I met her at a wedding in the Cooperative Hall. I was the best man and she was the belle of the ball. The very first night I met her, she was awfully shy. The rain came pouring down, but she was happy, so was I. We ran like mad for shelter and we landed up a stair. The rain came pouring out in my bricks, but I didn't care, cause she's a fine wee lass, a bonny wee lass, it's bonny wee Jeannie McCall. I gave her my mother's engagement ring and a bonny wee tartan shawl. I met her at a wedding in the